Hey everybody, it's Wendy. Welcome. Today's video is going to be a little bit long, just to prepare you ahead of time, so you might want to grab some coffee. It's got a lot of steps. I saw this card on the Artisan Design Team blog hop for Stampin' Up! And I changed it up a little. My card's a little bit different than hers, just because I actually didn't have the stamp set that she used. And so, I changed mine up, but I wanted to show you guys how to make this card because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm making it in a few different colors, not just the yellow, but this is my favorite color scheme. So let's get started. First, you have a piece of your Whisper White cardstock cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and folded in half to make an A2 size card, and it opens this way. And as you can see, this is embossed with the tiny polka dot embossing folder. Before I go any further, I wanted to mention, you may notice that I have a white background that I'm working on today. I was curious to have your feedback on how you like it, if you like the white background better than the black background. I find sometimes that the black background causes some distortion in my camera, and the color sometimes doesn't look as good to me. So I'm going to try a white background for a while, which is actually just my countertop, and see what you guys think. So anyway, moving on. So I've already embossed this just to save some time. And then I have a piece of Pear Pizzazz, and it's cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I have a piece of Tempting Turquoise Designer Series paper, and it's cut at 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 this way. So I'm going to layer these two together to get started. Alright. And then I'm just going to set these two pieces aside while I do some stamping. I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and this piece is cut at 1 1/2 inches by 3 3/4. I'm going to use my Memento black, Tuxedo black ink, and I'm going to stamp my vine piece first. Let me just slide a piece of scratch paper under here before I stamp. So this is from Bordering Blooms stamp set, which is a really cool stamp set. I actually just got it, so this is my first time using it, or second time I should say, because I made the card before the video. And I'm just going to stamp right here at the top to give a design at the top. And then I'm also going to be using the sentiment, "You Overwhelm Me With Your Awesomeness." And I'm going to stamp that again in the Tuxedo black, and I'm going to stamp it down below here. And then I'm going to use my new blendability markers to color these in really quick. So this is the Old Olive one, and I'm just going to color in the leaves. Okay. And then I'm going to use the Coastal Cabana marker to color in the floral part. Alright, so I have that piece finished, so I'm going to set that piece aside. And now we're going to do some heat embossing on this. So I'm using the Flower Patch stamp set, and I've already taken my stamps and put them on this big block, and I'm using my Versamark ink pad, and I'm just going to ink up all over. Now, I did make a mistake, and I layered my paper down too quickly to my Pear Pizzazz. I shouldn't have done that yet. But, oh, actually, maybe I can just pop it off. There we go. I obviously didn't adhere it very strong, so. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn this upside down and lay it down like this, and rub my hands all over the top of this piece of paper to cover ink. Then I'm peeling it off. And then I'm going to use my white embossing powder, which I keep in a Rubbermaid type container because I use white so often. I have like 2 or 3 containers of white dumped in here. And I'm just going to pour the white over the top of my stamped image. Alright, I'm going to heat emboss this and then I'll be right back. So now I'm going to go ahead and layer this back down. Let me get some of my embossing powder off here. And I'm going to use a little more adhesive. I think I'm going to use some of my Fast Fuse here, just to give an extra good stick. And you see how pretty the embossing turned out. I got a little blotchy in a few spaces, but it's okay. I don't mind. I still think it looks really pretty. Alright, and then you just kind of have to decide where you want your strip to cover up. So I'm going to have mine covered down, right down here like this. So I'm going to use a little more adhesive. Line it up to the green And then I have some leaves that are cut from the new big die. I think it's called Flower Fair or Flower Frenzy, I think. And so I'm just going to cut these leaves. All my adhesives are really stringy because it's like 102 here. So it's so hot that my adhesives are starting to like kind of melt. Alright, so I'm just going to put that there. And then I have some dimensionals to add this to here. But first I'm going to use some twine. So I have some Whisper White Baker's Twine here. And the way I'm going to put this down is I'm going to give some adhesive to the top and the bottom of this cardstock. And I'm going to string a piece like this and go down and around. And then I'm going to cut. And I'm going to do it again. Down. And I'm going to make it cross where I want it to. So don't feel like that's the beauty of doing this way, is you can really get it to go where you want it to. So I really want it to cross right about here where this leaf ends because I'm going to put a button there. And then, I'm going to take this chance to just really give my hats off to the artisan design team. The team that is active right now is going to be probably going out because there'll be a brand new team chosen at convention, which is next week. Stampin' Up's convention is next week. And also you're going to be able to really follow along with me at convention on my Facebook page. So make sure you check out my Facebook page next week every day from Wednesday to Saturday to check out fun new information. And I'll be blogging from there as well. Okay, so that got my Baker's Twine down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my buttons, and we actually don't have Tempting Turquoise buttons, so I chose to use a Regal's button. I think this is actually Night of Navy, but I think it complements really well. So what you're going to do is you're going to feed some of your Baker's Twine through the front of your button, the side that you want showing. Okay. And then the tails of the Baker's Twine should go towards the back of the button. So it should look like this. So you should have a piece in the front here, and this would be the back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tie a bow in the back of the button. Now, I want to give you a tip. On the blog of this artisan member that designed this, somebody asked, or she's been asked in the past, how do you get your Baker's Twine to look so nice and stay in place like it does. And she responded and said that she actually uses heavy spray starch, sprays her baker's twine with starch, and irons it. So I just want to say my hat is off to you, girlfriend, because there ain't no way this mama is taking the time to spray starch baker's twine and iron it. I mean, I just don't have it in me. So I say hats off to you for being that amazing. And I'm just going to be really honest, her name is escaping me right now. I think it's constantlystamping.com is where it is, but I can't remember her name. But it'll be on my blog though. I'm going to put her card on my blog and stuff so you can check out what she designed. Very, very talented. The artisan design team is very talented. I will never be on that team because I am a copier. I come up with my own designs about once in a million. So I will never be trying out for the artisan design team. I can promise you all that right now. Okay. So I've got a bunch of glue dots on there. So now I'm just going to put this button down where I want it, and then I can just kind of manipulate my baker's twine. This is turning out really pretty. I'm very happy with it. And then I'm going to take some of this fast fuse and just quickly go over these baker twine pieces because I don't want them to pop off of this card at a later time. Alright, now last but not least, I'm going to use some dimensionals. One on each corner. One in the middle. I'll get them all off here eventually. Okay, and then you don't center it right in the middle. You kind of put it up to the corner and off to the side. So I hope my head doesn't get in the video here, but it's probably going to because I can't see. Sorry. I gotta bring my card down so I can see. I can't do this much work on a card and then off center the very last step, right? So there it is. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love these cards and how they turned out. They're amazing. So I'm making 20 of these and I'm going to be swapping them at convention, but I'm holding on to them for some very special people that I want to swap with. So anyway, I again am very excited about this card. This is probably one of my favorite cards in quite a while that I have cased. So head on over to my website, check out what I have over there, and if you guys need anything, any Stampin' Up! Supplies, please put in an order with me, and maybe you'll get one of these as your thank you card in the mail. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.